is Johnny Cole with OKRAW.com. Today we have another exciting episode for you. In this episode, I'm going to share with you guys my personal views on juicing. Is it good? Is it bad? Should it be included in your diet or should you steer far away from it because it's a processed food? All right. So first I want to define what I mean by when I say juices. When I say juices, I don't mean the juices that you buy in the store that are pasteurized, that have been highly processed, that are shelf stable, all these things. When I'm talking about juices, I'm talking about juices that you make yourself at home with your own fruit and vegetable juicer, or even vacuum blender and Alexa's nut milk bag, as I show in my videos on my popular YouTube channel, Discount Juicers. All these juices that you guys are looking at right here were made actually in the Nama J2 juicer, which is my favorite juicer at this time, that I use the most simply because it is easier to use. You literally load up the hopper with all the produce, shut the lid, it juices while you wait. You know, so you don't have to push the produce in or pre-cut things up into super small pieces like other juicers. It just makes juicing a lot easier. If you guys are looking for a good juicer, you might want to consider the Nama J2. Of course, I do many juicer comparisons to show which juicer is good for this or that and what are the pros and cons of each juicer. But I would say, you know, for me, after pushing thousands of pounds of produce into juicers over the 27 years I've been juicing, I'm over pushing produce into the juicers, and I'm glad for the Nama that allows me to bulk juice. All these juices were made in bulk. Actually, I made this recipe yesterday, and I'm only showing 2 here, but I made 8 quarts of this recipe, which is basically 2 gallons in the Nama J2, and that happened super quick because this is basically a melon-based juice. I also store my juices under vacuum, link down below to that video where I showed you guys how to store your juices for up to a week under vacuum with, in my personal opinion, very little nutrient loss, so that you can drink your fresh juices every day without having to go to a juice bar and spend $10 a pop for 16 ounces. You know, my standard serving size is a 32-ounce juice. In some cases, I may make 24-ounce juices. So if you guys want to buy a Nama J2, you can visit them at namawell.com and use my coupon code DJ55 for $55 off. When you use my coupon code at Namawell, they give me a small commission so that I can continue my educational work for you guys and teach you guys about the power of fruits and vegetables, why you should eat more of them, how to process them in the best way possible, and of course, on my gardening channel, how you guys could grow them yourself. So I really appreciate you guys who will use my coupon code so that they'll give me a little commission so I can continue my work, but also, you know, I'm saving you guys 10% off the price of the Nama J2 as well. So the main reason for this video today is because I want to just come right out on YouTube and state that I personally believe that fresh fruit and vegetable juices are a powerful addition to your diet, and I believe if you are eating fruits and vegetables in your diet, in my personal opinion, you should also be juicing them. And I'm not just saying this because I sell juicers for a living. Yes, I do sell juicers for a living. I'm telling you guys this because I got into juicing as my first step, as my foray into leading a healthier lifestyle. One of the things, you know, many things might be debated in, you know, the diet world on what diet you should eat, if you should eat a vegan, keto, raw vegan, you know, Mediterranean, all these things. But what most camps of diets will agree with, that everybody needs to always eat more vegetables, although there's some camps out there that say vegetables are bad because they have anti-nutrients and kale is bullshit, and they'll say all these crazy things about vegetables. But if you guys look at the science and not just listen to some dude talking online, which I encourage you guys to always look up the science. I do that almost on a weekly basis. I'm looking up science. Actually, for this video, I looked up probably at least 24 scientifically published, studied articles, although I'm only going to probably go over 2 of them today. And, you know, vegetables are associated with better health outcomes, better longevity, and in some cases even healing and reversing different kinds of health conditions. So I believe they're quite healthy. So if you hear a doctor saying vegetables are bad because of this, you know, I guess you got to ask yourself, why is he saying that when all the scientific published studies out there, you know, say vegetables are in most cases beneficial. Now, yes, life is not about good or bad, right and wrong. It's always shades of gray, 50 shades of gray. So, there are positive things about vegetables and there are negative things about vegetables, right? And that's where it gets confusing because people just want the answer. Are vegetables, John, good or bad? Is fruit good or bad, John? Tell me. Well, it depends on your specific situation, your microbiome, many factors. But I will say, in general, fruits and vegetables are some of the healthiest foods on the entire planet you could eat. And in my personal opinion, if you are not eating fruits and vegetables because you hate the taste, you hate the texture, I don't know, whatever reason you're not eating them, and if juicing allows you to get more fruits and vegetables in you, I don't think anybody would disagree that that is a good thing to do. I personally believe that everybody watching this should be drinking some juice on a regular basis as a dietary staple. And the main reason for that is because juicing allows you to ramp up and crank up the amount of fruits and vegetables you eat. I know a lot of raw foodists out there. I don't need to juice, John, because I eat lots of fruits and vegetables. While that may be true, there are benefits to removing some, but not all the fiber when you juice as well. I live in a very arid climate, and to stay hydrated, I could eat a lot of fruit and stay hydrated, but I really like to remove some, but not all the fiber, and drink my juices for hydration instead of drinking water, because along with the water, the structured living water that came out of the fruit or vegetable that I'm juicing, I'm also getting a whole host of different vitamins, minerals, phytonutrients, polyphenols, and bioactive compounds that can positively benefit my health. I know a lot of you guys may be resistant to juicing, thinks juicing's bad. Well, hopefully this video will, educate you guys a little bit otherwise. So I guess the first thing I want to do is I want to go ahead and get into the study, which talks about like why juicing may be beneficial for you even if you are eating copious amounts of fruits and vegetables already. And here at the study, I've linked it before, but I'll link down below in the description if you want to read this study that was published in Women in Health 52:731-743 2012. And the title is Associations of Soluble Fiber, Whole Fruits and Vegetables and Juice with Plasma Beta-Carotene Concentrations in Free Living Population of Breast Cancer Survivors. And it says, objective, soluble fiber and the physical state of fruits and vegetables affect plasma beta-carotene concentrations. However, most of this research was conducted in laboratory-based settings. These analysis investigated the relationship between soluble fiber and juice versus whole fruit/vegetables to plasma beta-carotene concentrations in a free-living population. So this was not some kind of like test tube, testing they did with soluble fiber versus insoluble. This is actually a real-world population of breast cancer survivors. All right, so we'll just go down to the summary. Once again, link down to the article if you want it in the description. Conclusion: soluble fiber may inhibit beta-carotene absorption. Therefore, consumption of juice may increase plasma beta-carotene concentrations more than whole fruits, vegetables in free-living populations. So that tells me that, hey, there is a benefit to removing some of the fiber when you juice. For example, when you juice carrots, right, you remove approximately half of the fiber because that comes out in the pulp. That is the insoluble fiber that is mostly being removed. You may keep some depending on your juicer. The Nano will keep small amounts of the insoluble fiber in there, but the Nano juicer will keep the majority of the soluble fiber, which is about 50% of the carrot juice as well. So you will get the benefits of the soluble fiber when you juice carrots. And actually, I'm going to have a video that even, some juice recipes, some juices will have more soluble fiber than even oats, which is, purported to be high in soluble fiber. Of course, there are other vegetables and fruits that if you juice, you will retain very little fiber. So one of those is pineapple. So pineapple is not something that I necessarily recommend that you guys juice on any large or regular basis because you only keep about 10% of the fiber in the pineapple when you juice it. That's why, in general, I encourage you guys to eat your pineapples whole and in general, eat your fruits whole or vacuum blend your fruits. That being said, I'll also say that I juice fruits myself. John, I know you always talk about and recommend juicing vegetables. Yes, I juice lots of vegetables, and I encourage you guys to make vegetable juices the primary go-to and staples. But sometimes I have so much fruit that just juicing it allows me to get it processed and get it into me, especially when some of the fruit that I buy is not the highest quality and not the sweetest. So I want to show you guys actually the juices that I have right now on the table. This is actually a honeydew, strawberry, ginger, jicama juice. The next one is honeydew, cantaloupe, ginger, hot pepper, and jicama. The next juice, which are these guys, these bright juices, is actually kumquats off my tree that I juiced, skin and all. I also juiced it with 1 pineapple, a pound of Ojai pixie tangerines, as well as some jicama and some ginger. The next recipe is actually my root-based juice. And I would encourage you guys to check me out on Instagram at Growing Your Greens, where I'll oftentimes post the specific recipes that I'm making in the juicers at the time. But this is based around red cabbage, beets, multicolored carrots. I put some turmeric in there, some ginger in there, purple sweet potatoes in there as well. And I usually might use apples or a pineapple as the sweetener, as well as some lemon. And then finally we have my green juice rejuice, which I'll have another video on one of these days. So I'm just finished up with my green juices, where I basically make straight green juice, so I don't have any to show you guys today. And that juice this week was mostly romaine leaf lettuce and cabbage, predominantly, maybe with a few things out of my garden, maybe some celery and cucumbers. And this juice, I basically take the pulp after it's done, and then I rejuice the pulp with apples and maybe some lemon. So this is basically green juice with apple juice mixed in. So this is a more diluted juice, a little bit sweeter for, you know, friends that come over that don't want my hardcore green juice. But as you guys can see, you know, like all these juices are mainly fruit based. This has some vegetables, but fruit, and then this is mostly vegetables in there. And I'll definitely tell you guys that, you know, this time of year in the summertime, I mean, today outside it's like over 100 degrees, and I will be consuming 3 to 4 quarts of juice a day. So that's up to a gallon of juice a day, and that's just to keep me hydrated. I mean, I'm feeling thirsty right now, so right after this video I'll be probably drinking one of these guys, because it's been in the fridge for a little bit, and it keeps me hydrated. And also, you know, I know a lot of you guys think, John, fruit juice, you shouldn't be drinking it, man, it's bad. So here's the thing, there's a study that just came out, I guess it's 2021, came out in the Journal of Nutrients, so it's Nutrients 2021, 18,1815, and it's called Fruit Juices, Are They Helpful or Harmful? An Evidence Review, right? And it says, abstract, dietary guidelines often deal with 100% fruit juice inconsistently because it represents a source of free sugars. However, fruit juice also provides bioavailable micronutrients and plant bioactives at levels similar to those found in whole fruits. The present review weighs up the evidence from high-quality studies investigating a potential health harm for fruit juice against evidence from studies which indicate a positive health benefit. So this is a very interesting study to look at. So, I mean, I'll just jump down to the conclusion. In conclusion, fruit juice appears to offer more benefit than risk, and there appears to be no justification for discouraging fruit juice within a balanced diet for children and adults. There have been other studies that I've highlighted in the past that talk about the benefits of drinking fruit juice. Now, I will say, we don't want to drink only fruit juice. I would encourage you guys, like I do, to try to focus on drinking mostly vegetable juices, filling with fruit juices if it'll get you to eat more fruits. And by all means, in my personal opinion, if I had a child or somebody that was still drinking Coke and soda or highly processed fruit juices from the store, from concentrates, you know, I would definitely make them fresh fruit juices, because there'll be more bioactive compounds and enzymes in the juices that you make fresh, and also get the children involved. But yeah, in all cases, I believe that fruit juice is always healthier than soda, but of course the better thing to do would be to steer them to drinking vegetable juices with enough fruit added to make it taste good. And actually that's what many of you guys might want to do as well if you guys can't stomach just straight vegetable juices. Also, play with your recipes. I would encourage you guys to follow me on Instagram, where I share my recipes, and you could try the recipes that I make. I think the recipes I make taste pretty balanced. They're not like everything but the kitchen sink juice recipes that I used to make when I was younger. They actually taste quite good. So this new journal published study shows that fruit juice can be healthy. Now, the other thing I'll say is that you want to moderate your fruit juice consumption. I am not a fan, nor I'm an advocate of some of the juice cleanses that people just go on massive amounts of fruit juice to cleanse. I personally do not think that is wise or valuable. I believe on a fast, you might want to moderate the different kinds of juices you have to have things like leafy green juices, root juices, stem juices, and even fruit juices, and try to get a balance of those different nutrients, and more importantly, a balance of different produce items in those specific categories. So don't just always make orange juice. Make some cantaloupe juice or some honeydew melon juice. Make some watermelon juice. Last week I made watermelon juice with basil from my garden. That was a really hardcore juice because I mostly tasted basil, and it was like not that sweet because the watermelon was probably picked a little bit too early. And so here's the thing. Another thing I've learned in the studies is that every different fruit or vegetable contains different bioactive compounds, vitamins and minerals, and phytonutrients that are going to benefit you differently. So don't just think, I'm just going to go on an orange juice only fast. That's great. You're going to get a lot of nutrients that are in the orange. But number one, are going to be juicing the white pith, which most people don't do, which the Nama J2 can. But more importantly, juice a wide variety of things. So like all my juices have a whole host of different ingredients. So I'm getting different fruits inside me that all have different bioactive compounds that will reflect differently and help different organ systems. I mean, part of the study on this, it went into like certain types of diseases like obesity, type 2 diabetes, cardiovascular disease, poor glycemic control, and cardiovascular function, and how that could be helped with fruit juice or not. You'll have to check the study link down below for their opinions on those specific topics. But, I want to encourage you guys to eat a variety and juice a variety of fruits and vegetables. I personally believe that everybody's diet would be benefited from juicing fruits and vegetables, even if you are eating lots of fruits and vegetables in their whole state, because once again, as a previous study showed, by removing some of the fiber, you can increase your uptake of certain nutrients. In the case, they've proven that with beta carotene, and especially because a lot of people's digestive systems are compromised in this day and age, when you remove some but not all the fiber, it can benefit your whole body more. Other studies I've seen also is that just drinking juice can modulate your microbiome and even create a greater diversity of gut buddies for you guys to have. And once again, I'm going to remind you guys that when you juice, you keep the soluble fiber. It's the soluble fiber that feeds your gut buddies, according to what I understand, because the insoluble fiber just kind of goes through and acts as a broom. So I believe this to be quite important. So I always want to encourage you guys to use a juicer that will keep more soluble fiber. I personally believe that some juicers will keep more or less soluble fiber than others, and I like the Nama J2 because I believe that the Nama J2 keeps more soluble fiber than certain other kind of juicers that may do ultrafiltration that does not leave as much particulate, and it has like a more clean and clear juice without much particulate in there. So another question you might be asking, John, how much juice should I be drinking in today? And I'm not a dietitian or any kind of thing like that, so I'm going to tell you guys for me, as I said earlier, I've drank in like 2 quarts of juice. Actually, I had my green juice quart and I had this quart, and then after this, I'm going to drink, probably like this fruit juice quart. So I had a green juice, leaf juice, and then I had a root juice, and I'm going to be drinking my fruit juices. Of course, I've already had a big salad today. So juicing should not take the place of eating fruits and vegetables, but should supplement and augment it. Because what I've seen over time is that there are benefits to sometimes eating the fiber, but sometimes not eating the fiber. And I don't want you guys to be left out and not have high levels of beta carotene in your blood because maybe you're not juicing your carrots, which prove you could have higher levels of beta carotene in your blood, and or you're not eating a lot of carrots and maybe you're not absorbing the beta carotene from them. In addition, that's just the beta carotene, but there are so many other nutrients that I believe are better absorbed in their juice form. That being said, I also eat plenty of fruits and vegetables. So you should eat plenty of fruits and vegetables, whole, raw, chew them with your mouth. You should juice them up and drink them in their juice form because you're going to get a little bit different benefits from that. And of course, you should also be vacuum blending your fruits and vegetables so that you can basically break open some cell walls and make digestion easier as well. It is this whole total approach where I'm not like just isolating on whole fruits and vegetables are best, but I'm gonna say, hey, sometimes juicing's good. Sometimes I like to eat things whole. Sometimes I also like to vacuum blend. So do them all because I believe they each will have different kinds of benefits, and if you group them all together, you will get the most benefits from your fruits and vegetables. Now, one of the other things I've been doing lately is I've also been heat processing my fruits and vegetables. That's beyond the scope of this episode, but I will put a link down below to the video I made on why I started heat processing certain fruits and vegetables for their health benefits. You know, once again, because I want to not get left out and not get certain nutrients that have been broken down by certain ways of minimally processing my food while retaining the maximum amount of nutrients. And that's what I'm all about. The phytonutrients, I believe, are one of the most powerful players in determining our health. You could eat a very phytonutrient-rich raw foods diet, or you could actually eat a very phytonutrient-poor raw foods diet, depending on the produce that you choose. This time of year, I've been eating lots of cherries, and they're pretty much going to be going out of season pretty soon. So I'm going to be eating lots of apricots. After that, I'd probably choose the peaches. But you know, like cherries are way more phytonutrient-rich than apricots, which are more phytonutrient rich than like peaches, for example. Of course, I also eat lots of berries this time of year as well, and actually all year round. So I encourage you guys to eat lots of berries. I don't necessarily recommend juicing berries, although I had such a load of berries. I got like 24 pounds of organic strawberries for like $24. So I juiced 2 pounds, all right, yeah, into this juice with the honeydew juice, which is actually quite good. So my recommendations for you guys for the win to increase your fruit and vegetable consumption and get fruits and vegetables in a little bit different form in the form of juicing is to juice them up. These days I've been drinking about 3 to 4 quarts of juice a day, but if you've never done it before, you might want to start off with 8 ounces of juice or 16 ounces of juice and see how you handle that. You may even have to dilute it with water, depending, and it depends on the juice you make. You know, for fruit juices, I don't recommend going crazy on fruit juices. I would say only 1/3 of your juices that you drink should be fruit juices. So for example, you know, I had like 2 quarts of vegetable juices and I'm gonna drink 1 quart of fruit juice. I think that's a practical thing to do. And that being said, some days when I'm more active and outside and working in the hot sun and expending more energy, that's when I might do another fruit juice as well. But of course, today I ate whole honeydew melon instead of drinking its juice, which I'll probably be also doing in a second for its hydration benefits. So at the end of this episode, I think my takeaway points for you guys are, number 1, I want you guys to include juicing as a healthy part and staple of your healthy diet. Whatever diet you're on, you know, you gotta get some juice in you each and every day to get greater uptake of certain nutrients because you are breaking open the cell walls and making it more bioavailable for you. Also, juicing allows you to concentrate and eat more vegetables or even fruits or roots than you normally would otherwise. You know, for example, in my quart of green juice, it's only 4 pounds of vegetables straight, like with no fruits added. You know, I'm already exceeding my daily recommended allowances of vegetable intake for the day by drinking 1 juice, but I drank 2 juices already, so I drank 8 basically pounds of fruits and vegetables. You know, especially in this day and age when the fruits and vegetables aren't quite as nutritious as they used to be in the olden days, I believe that by juicing them and getting more of these bioactive compounds in me, I'll be healthier because of it. And let's not forget, some of the famous people that advocated for juicing, including Norman Walker, lived to like his 90s, and also Jay Kordich, the guy that got me into juicing. Thank you, Jay, wherever you are in heaven these days. He lived into his 90s, and of course the famous Jack LaLanne. He was a big juicer guy, sold the Jack LaLanne juicer that you could still pick up used for quite affordably, and actually the original Jack LaLanne juicer was actually quite a good machine for what it was, a high-speed machine. You know, he also lived into his 90s, so if you want to live a long life, you know, it might be a good idea for you guys to juice as well and get more of these valuable phytonutrients in you. You know, substitute out worse foods and instead drink fruits and vegetables. If you're already eating plenty of fruits and vegetables, yes, you should also still drink fruits and vegetables, in my personal opinion, to get a better balance of nutrients and nutrients in a more absorbable form. Number 3, don't restrict different kinds of fruits and vegetables. I would encourage you guys to juice a wide variety. I know some camps and raw foods will avoid all brassica vegetables, which that was the next study that I might have included on how juiced brassica vegetables are basically anti-cancer, as shown by science, from what I understand. And you know, fruits and vegetables have so many benefits, and basically when you juice them, you make some of those benefits more bioavailable to you. And I think in this day and age, I mean, what is it, less than 10% of people eat the recommended servings of fruits and vegetables. So if I could get everybody in the world, or even in the US, juicing and up their fruit and vegetable consumption, I think that'll make the world a healthier place, one person at a time. You know, especially fruit and vegetable juices that you make at home fresh, way healthier than a grab and eat candy bar, or even a lot of grab and go prepared foods you may buy. You know, I don't add any extra sugars to my juices. I don't add anything. It's just 100% fruits and vegetables, right? And check link down below. I even carbonate my juices that I make, so now I can have soda, 100% soda, healthy soda, carbonated, which are carbonated fruits, carbonated fruit juices, right? So especially if you got kids or you want something carbonated and you want it to taste good, juice some fruits and carbonate it, make it taste good, get some more fruits in you at the same time. If you guys want to learn more about the juicer that I use to make all these juices, it is the Nama J2 juicer. You can learn more about them at namawell.com, and if you end up buying one, hey, use my coupon code DJ55 for $55 off coupon, which will save you guys 10% off the price. Also, they'll give me a little small commission so that I can continue my work. And of course, look up my videos on the Nama J2 juicer. I have many videos on the Nama J2 juicer here on YouTube where I explain the pros and cons of this juicer. You know, there are some cons to this machine, but I'm willing to overlook them because it makes juicing easier for me to do so that I stay hydrated and drink more juices all throughout the year. If you guys enjoyed this episode, hey, please be sure to give this video a thumbs up and be sure to share this video with others. That'll help out the YouTube algorithm. Get this video out to more people that should be juicing, in my personal opinion. Also, be sure to click that subscribe button right down below so you don't miss out on my new and upcoming episodes that are coming out every 5 to 7 days. You never know where I'll show up or what you'll be learning on my YouTube channel. Also, make sure you click the bells to get notified as many videos come out. And finally, be sure to check my past episodes. The past episodes are a wealth of knowledge. Over 600 episodes at this time on this YouTube channel dedicated to teach you guys all about how to eat more fresh fruits and vegetables and get them into you so that you guys can be healthier. So with that, my name is John Kohler with OKRAW.com. We'll see you next time, and until then, remember, keeping your fresh fruits and vegetables and drinking their juice, they're always the best.